The Uffington White Horse, high on the windswept downs of Oxfordshire, England, stretches one of the world's most enigmatic ancient artworks. The Uffington White Horse, a stylized figure carved into the chalk hillside, has watched over the English countryside for over 3,000 years. This massive geoglyph measures 374 feet long and 110 feet high. But what makes it truly mysterious is its design. Unlike realistic depictions of horses, the Uffington figure is abstract, almost modern in its stylized simplicity. Its flowing curves and elongated form are so sophisticated that art historians have compared it to works by Picasso. The horse was created by removing topsoil to reveal white chalk beneath, requiring constant maintenance to prevent grass from obscuring the figure. For 3 millennia, successive generations have preserved this ancient artwork, suggesting profound significance for local communities. Carbon dating reveals the horse was created around 1000 BC during the Bronze Age. But who created it, and why? Some theories suggest it represents a Celtic horse goddess, while others propose it marked tribal territory. The most puzzling aspect is its visibility. The complete figure can only be seen from the air or great distances. What drove Bronze Age peoples to create such a massive, abstract artwork? How did they design something so perfectly proportioned without seeing the whole? The Uffington White Horse remains a masterpiece whose purpose died with its creators, the Nazca Lines. Stretching across Peru's high desert plateau, the Nazca Lines represent one of archaeology's most perplexing achievements. These massive geoglyphs, created between 500 BC and 500 AD, include geometric patterns, straight lines extending for miles, and detailed animal depictions visible only from the air. The lines were created by removing dark iron oxide surface stones to reveal lighter earth beneath. The dry climate has preserved these artworks for over 1,500 years. Among the most famous figures is the hummingbird, measuring 320 feet long, and the monkey, spanning 110 feet. What makes these creations mysterious is their scale and precision. The largest figures stretch nearly 1,200 feet, yet maintain perfect proportions. The purpose remains hotly debated. Archaeologist Maria Reich proposed they functioned as an astronomical calendar with many lines pointing toward celestial events. The most puzzling aspect is how the Nazca people created such accurate large-scale designs without being able to see complete figures. Some researchers propose sophisticated planning techniques, while others suggest they may have used primitive hot air balloons, though evidence remains controversial. Recent satellite technology continues to uncover previously unknown geoglyphs hidden beneath centuries of sand. The Nazca Lines force us to reconsider ancient peoples' capabilities and their relationship with the cosmos, remaining one of archaeology's most enduring mysteries. The Voynich manuscript. In Yale University's rare book collection lies perhaps the world's most mysterious book. The Voynich manuscript, a 240-page codex written in an unknown script and illustrated with bizarre plants, astronomical diagrams, and nude figures, has resisted decipherment for over a century. Dating to the early 15th century, the manuscript appears divided into sections: botanical illustrations of unidentifiable plants, astronomical charts with strange symbols, biological diagrams featuring nude women in green pools, and pharmaceutical information with more plant drawings. The text is written in an unknown script using an estimated 20 to 25 different characters. The language follows patterns consistent with natural human speech, including appropriate word length distributions and repetition patterns. Yet no one has successfully identified the language or decoded the text. Theories range from the mundane to fantastic. Some scholars propose it represents an unknown medieval language or cipher, while others suggest it might be an elaborate hoax. More exotic theories propose it contains lost alchemical knowledge or extraterrestrial communications. Computer analysis reveals intriguing statistical properties. The text shows too much structure to be random gibberish, yet displays unusual characteristics that don't match known languages. Recent AI attempts at decipherment have suggested possible connections to various languages, but none have produced convincing translations. The Voynich manuscript remains humanity's most successful kept secret, a book that speaks in a voice we cannot understand. The Antikythera Mechanism. Recovered from a Roman shipwreck off Greece in 1901, this corroded bronze device lay in museum storage for decades, dismissed as a simple astrolabe. It wasn't until 1959 that researchers realized they were examining the most sophisticated mechanical computer known from the ancient world. The Antikythera mechanism, dating to approximately 100 BC, contains at least 37 meshing bronze gears housed within wooden cases. When operated by turning a hand crank, the device calculates and displays positions of the sun, moon, and planets with remarkable accuracy. What makes this mechanism extraordinary is its computational sophistication. The gear system incorporates advanced mathematical concepts, including differential gearing and complex gear ratios, not rediscovered in European clockwork until the 14th century. The device predicts solar and lunar eclipses, tracks the Olympic cycle, and follows the moon's irregular orbit. Recent CT scanning has revealed the mechanism's true complexity. The device demonstrates profound understanding of astronomical cycles, including the 19-year Metonic cycle. Some gear ratios match modern calculations of planetary periods with stunning precision. The mechanism represents technological sophistication that challenges conventional understanding of ancient Greek capabilities. No similar devices appear in the archaeological record for over a millennium, suggesting either an isolated achievement or evidence of a lost tradition of complex mechanical engineering. Göbekli Tepe. Rising from southeastern Turkey's hills, Göbekli Tepe has revolutionized our understanding of human civilization. This massive temple complex, built around 9,500 BC, predates Stonehenge by 6,000 years and challenges fundamental assumptions about organized religion and monumental architecture. The site consists of multiple circular enclosures containing massive T-shaped limestone pillars, some standing 20 feet tall and weighing up to 50 tons. These pillars are carved with intricate reliefs depicting wild animals including lions, bulls, boars, and birds, demonstrating sophisticated artistic capabilities. What makes Göbekli Tepe revolutionary is its age and complexity. Built by hunter-gatherer societies supposedly lacking organizational capabilities for such projects, it suggests complex religion and monumental architecture preceded agriculture and settled civilization. The construction techniques remain mysterious. Moving and positioning 50-ton limestone blocks would have required sophisticated engineering knowledge and coordination of large workforces. The precision of carving and complexity of animal reliefs demonstrate remarkably advanced artistic skills. Perhaps most intriguingly, Göbekli Tepe was deliberately buried around 8,000 BC. Someone carefully covered the entire complex with tons of earth, preserving it until modern excavation began in the 1990s. Why would such an impressive religious center be intentionally abandoned? Recent discoveries suggest Göbekli Tepe was part of a larger network of similar complexes, implying sophisticated religious and architectural traditions existed thousands of years earlier than previously believed. Puma Punku, high on Bolivia's Altiplano, lies one of archaeology's most perplexing sites. Puma Punku, part of the Tiwanaku complex, contains stone blocks cut and fitted with precision that seems impossible for its age and supposedly available technology. The site consists of massive andesite and sandstone blocks, some weighing over 130 tons, cut into complex interlocking shapes resembling modern prefabricated construction. These blocks include perfectly straight edges, precise right angles, and sophisticated joints demonstrating advanced three-dimensional engineering. What makes Puma Punku extraordinary is the stonework precision. Blocks are cut so accurately they fit together like jigsaw puzzle pieces, with tolerances measured in fractions of millimeters. Surfaces are so flat and smooth they appear machine-polished. The mystery deepens considering tools allegedly available to the Tiwanaku culture. Working with andesite, one of Earth's hardest stones, would require diamond-tipped tools according to modern understanding. Yet, the Tiwanaku supposedly had only copper and bronze implements. Even more puzzling is how these massive blocks were transported. The nearest andesite quarries are over 60 miles away, across Lake Titicaca and through mountainous terrain. Moving 130-ton blocks such distances would challenge modern equipment. The precision and sophistication of Puma Punku's construction suggests technological capabilities that don't align with conventional understanding of pre-Columbian civilizations, making it one of archaeology's most compelling mysteries. The Baghdad Battery. In 1938, German archaeologist Wilhelm Koenig discovered a mysterious artifact that would challenge understanding of ancient technology. The Baghdad Battery, a 2,000-year-old clay jar containing a copper cylinder and iron rod, appears to function as a galvanic cell generating electrical current. The artifact consists of a terracotta jar containing a copper cylinder housing an iron rod. When filled with acidic solution like vinegar, the device produces approximately 1.1 volts through electrochemical reaction between different metals. What makes the Baghdad Battery extraordinary is its age and apparent purpose. Dating to the Parthian period, 250 BC, 224 AD, it predates official electricity discovery by over 1,600 years. If ancient peoples understood electrical principles, it would revolutionize our understanding of technological development. Experimental reproductions confirm the device functions as a battery, capable of powering small lights or producing current for electroplating metals. Some researchers propose ancient craftsmen use such devices to apply thin gold or silver layers to jewelry. However, skeptics argue the object's actual purpose remains unknown, and its resemblance to a battery might be coincidental. No ancient texts describe electrical phenomena, and no other clearly electrical devices exist in archaeological contexts. Whether representing evidence of ancient electrical knowledge or simply an artifact with coincidental electrical properties, the Baghdad Battery challenges assumptions about ancient technological capabilities. Damascus steel. For centuries, Damascus steel represented metallurgical achievement's pinnacle. These legendary blades, forged in the Middle East between 1100 and 1700 AD, displayed properties that modern metallurgy struggled to understand and couldn't replicate for over 300 years after techniques were lost. Damascus steel blades were renowned for exceptional sharpness, flexibility, and distinctive watered patterns. Historical accounts describe blades so sharp they cut through European armor and so flexible they could bend into complete circles without breaking. The steel maintained edges longer than any other period blade. The secret lay in unique microstructure. Damascus blades were forged from wootz steel, high-carbon steel imported from India. However, transformation from raw wootz into finished Damascus steel required knowledge that died with craftsmen. Modern metallurgical analysis reveals Damascus steel, contains carbon nanotubes and carbide nanowires embedded within the steel matrix. These nanostructures give the steel extraordinary properties. Their presence suggests medieval smiths unconsciously mastered nanotechnology through forging techniques. Techniques were lost around 1700 AD, possibly due to source material changes or mastersmiths' deaths during political upheavals. Despite extensive research, modern attempts to recreate true Damascus steel have only partially succeeded in reproducing its properties. Damascus steel mystery demonstrates how sophisticated technological knowledge can be lost when depending on closely guarded craft traditions passed through generations. The Iron Pillar of Delhi. Standing in Delhi's Qutb complex courtyard rises one of metallurgy's greatest mysteries. The Iron Pillar of Delhi, a 23-foot-tall wrought iron column dating to approximately 400 AD, has resisted corrosion for over 1,600 years despite Delhi's monsoon climate. The pillar was forged as a single piece using poorly understood techniques. Modern analysis reveals it contains 99.72% pure iron with phosphorus traces and other elements creating a protective passive layer preventing rust formation. This purity level and specific alloy composition represent metallurgical achievements not replicated elsewhere for over 1,000 years. What makes the pillar extraordinary is its corrosion resistance. Modern iron structures in similar environments require constant maintenance to prevent rust, yet the Delhi pillar shows only minimal surface oxidation after 16 centuries of exposure to moisture, temperature variations, and atmospheric pollution. The pillar's construction demonstrates sophisticated metallurgy understanding. Creating such a large piece of high-purity iron would have required advanced furnace technology and precise carbon content control. The skill needed to forge a 23-foot column in a single piece suggests manufacturing capabilities seeming impossibly advanced for 4th century India. Recent scientific analysis reveals the pillar's rust resistance comes from a thin, crystalline iron-hydrogen phosphate layer forming on the surface. However, how ancient metallurgists achieved the exact chemical composition needed remains unknown. Roman self-healing concrete. Among ancient Rome's technological achievements, none is more mysterious than their concrete formula. Roman concrete structures, built over 2,000 years ago, continue standing while modern concrete buildings crumble after decades. Most remarkably, Roman marine concrete grows stronger over time when exposed to seawater. Romans created concrete using volcanic ash, called pozzolan, lime, and seawater. This combination produced material with properties modern engineers are only beginning to understand. The concrete develops crystalline structure, becoming more durable with age, particularly in marine environments. What makes Roman concrete extraordinary is its self-healing properties. When cracks develop, seawater reacts with lime and concrete to form new crystalline structures, automatically sealing gaps. This process continues indefinitely, making concrete stronger and more watertight over time. Modern analysis reveals Roman concrete contains unique mineral called tobermorite, forming through volcanic ash and seawater reaction. This mineral creates incredibly durable matrix, explaining why Roman harbors, aqueducts, and buildings remain intact after 2 millennia. Despite extensive research, modern concrete cannot replicate all Roman concrete properties. Contemporary formulas produce structures deteriorating rapidly in marine environments, while Roman concrete thrives in same conditions. The mystery lies in exact proportions and techniques used by Roman engineers. While we understand basic ingredients, precise methods for mixing, curing, and application remain partially unknown, representing lost technological knowledge modern science still works to recover. The crystal skulls. Few archaeological artifacts have captured public imagination like mysterious crystal skulls. These life-sized human skulls, carved from clear or cloudy quartz crystal, first appeared in private collections in the 19th century, accompanied by claims of ancient Mesoamerican origin and supernatural powers. The most famous specimen, the Mitchell-Hedges skull, was allegedly discovered in 1927 at Mayan site Lubantun in Belize. Carved from single rock crystal piece, it displays remarkable craftsmanship with movable jaw pieces and optical properties creating eerie lighting effects. Legend claims it took 300 years to complete, worked constantly by generations of craftsmen. Proponents argue ancient Mesoamerican civilizations possessed advanced crystal working techniques lost to modern knowledge. They point to skulls' perfect anatomical proportions and impossibility of creating such detailed work without modern tools. Some believers claim skulls possess healing properties or serve as ancient wisdom repositories. However, scientific analysis reveals troubling inconsistencies. Electron microscope examination shows tool marks consistent with modern rotary cutting equipment, technology unavailable to pre-Columbian civilizations. The crystal itself appears to come from Brazil or Madagascar, not Central America where skulls were supposedly found. Most archaeologists now consider crystal skulls elaborate 19th century forgeries, possibly created by skilled German craftsmen for antiquities markets. Yet their beauty and mystery continue fascinating people worldwide, demonstrating how compelling mysteries persist even when science provides rational explanations. The Dropa stones. High in mountains between China and Tibet, an archaeological expedition in 1938 allegedly discovered one of history's most controversial artifacts. The Dropa stones, according to reports, are hundreds of stone discs covered with mysterious hieroglyphs telling an incredible story of ancient contact with beings from stars. The story begins with archaeologist Chipu Te, who reportedly found 716 granite discs in caves used by ancient Drapa people. Each disc measures about 1 foot in diameter with center holes resembling stone phonograph records. Spiral grooves covering surfaces were initially thought decorative until closer examination revealed incredibly small hieroglyphs. According to controversial translations published in the 1960s, hieroglyphs tell of spacecraft crash landing in mountains 12,000 years ago. Occupants, called Dropa, were unable to repair craft and remained stranded on Earth. Stones allegedly describe how these visitors were initially feared by local tribes but eventually integrated into populations. Dropa stones' authenticity remains highly disputed. No major museum houses specimens and attempts to locate original discs have been unsuccessful. Critics argue the entire story is elaborate hoax, pointing to account inconsistencies and lack of physical evidence. However, some researchers claim Chinese authorities suppressed information about stones due to controversial implications. Whether representing evidence of ancient alien contact or simply enduring myth, Dropa stones continue fueling speculation about humanity's hidden past. Derinkuyu Underground City. Beneath seemingly ordinary Derinkuyu town in Turkey's Cappadocia region lies one of archaeology's most astounding discoveries. This massive underground city, carved entirely from soft volcanic rock, could house up to 20,000 people and extends 18 stories deep into Earth. The city was accidentally rediscovered in 1963 when a local resident renovating his basement broke through a wall and found tunnels leading into vast underground complex. Archaeologists found complete subterranean civilization with living quarters, storage rooms, stables, churches, and schools. Derinkuyu demonstrates remarkable engineering sophistication. The city features intricate ventilation system with over 15,000 air shafts providing fresh air to all levels. Water wells, carved from top to bottom, supplied clean drinking water throughout complex. Massive stone doors, weighing several tons each, could seal off sections from inside. What makes Derinkuyu mysterious is its purpose and construction circumstances. Built primarily during Byzantine era, but with origins possibly dating to Phrygians around 700 BC, the city appears designed for extended siege warfare. But who were inhabitants hiding from, and why did they need such elaborate refuge? The most puzzling aspect is construction scale. Creating this underground metropolis would have required removing tons of rock and coordinating thousands of people's work over many generations. Yet historical records make no mention of such massive undertaking. The genetic disk. In 1945, Professor Raphael Larco Hoyle discovered an unusual artifact in his pre-Columbian pottery collection that would later be called one of archaeology's most controversial objects. The genetic disk, a carved stone plate from ancient Peru, appears depicting scenes seeming impossibly advanced for pre-Columbian knowledge. The disk shows what appear to be detailed biological processes, including cellular division, fertilization, and embryonic development. Carvings include figures some interpret as sperm cells, ovae, and various fetal development stages with accuracy that shouldn't have been possible without microscopic observation. Most puzzling are disc sections appearing to show genetic information transfer and cellular reproduction at detail levels invisible to naked eye. Artistic style matches other Moche culture artifacts from 100 to 800 AD, yet depicted knowledge seems requiring biology, understanding not achieved by European science until the 17th century. Proponents argue the disk represents evidence of advanced ancient knowledge, possibly gained through sophisticated observation techniques or extraterrestrial contact. They point to biological detail precision and apparent understanding of microscopic processes. However, critics suggest interpretations are pareidolia examples, seeing patterns where none exist. They argue abstract designs could represent numerous things, and modern viewers project contemporary biological knowledge onto ancient artwork. The genetic disk remains controversial because it raises fundamental questions about ancient knowledge and assumptions we make about past civilizations' understanding of life processes. Linear A script. Throughout Bronze Age Crete archaeological sites, researchers have discovered thousands of clay tablets covered in mysterious symbols known as Linear A. This script, used by Minoan civilization between 1800 and 1450 BC, represents one of Europe's oldest writing systems, yet remains completely undeciphered after over a century of study. Linear A consists of approximately 90 different signs, including syllabic symbols, numbers, and ideograms representing various objects and concepts. The script appears on administrative tablets, religious objects, and ceremonial vessels throughout Minoan sites, suggesting use for both secular and sacred purposes. The tantalizing aspect of Linear A is its relationship to Linear B, a later script used by Mycenaean Greeks successfully deciphered in 1952 by Michael Ventris. Many Linear A symbols appear similar to Linear B signs, but attempts to apply Linear B sound values to Linear A have failed to produce readable text. This suggests Linear A recorded a non-Greek language, possibly related to pre-Indo-European Mediterranean languages. The Minoan language appears to be linguistic isolate with no clear connections to known language families, making decipherment extremely challenging. Recent computer analysis has revealed Linear A patterns suggesting it functioned as complete writing system capable of recording speech. The script shows statistical properties consistent with natural language, including appropriate symbol frequency distributions and combinations. Linear A mystery represents more than undeciphered script. It's a locked door to understanding one of Europe's most sophisticated Bronze Age civilizations. The Phaistos disk, discovered in 1908 at the Minoan Palace of Phaistos on Crete, the Phaistos disk remains one of archaeology's most enduring puzzles. This clay disk, dating to approximately 1700 BC, contains a spiral of stamped symbols representing one of the world's earliest known examples of movable type printing. The disk displays 241 symbols, created using 45 different stamps, arranged in spiral pattern winding from outside edge toward center. Each symbol appears carefully placed, with word dividers separating sign groups. Symbols include human figures, animals, tools, and plants, but their meaning remains completely unknown. What makes the Phaistos disk unique is its printing technique. Unlike other ancient scripts carved or painted onto surfaces, these symbols were created using individual stamps pressed into wet clay. This suggests Minoan civilization had developed printing technology 3,000 years before Gutenberg's printing press. The disk's purpose remains hotly debated. Some scholars believe it represents religious text or prayer, while others propose it might be game board, legal document, or ancient calendar. Spiral arrangement could indicate it was meant to be read while rotating disk. No other examples of this script have been discovered, making decipherment nearly impossible. Without comparative texts or bilingual inscriptions, the Phaistos disk remains a unique artifact whose message died with Minoan civilization, leaving us with humanity's first printed document we cannot read. Easter Island's Rongorongo. On remote Pacific island Rapa Nui, better known as Easter Island, lies one of the world's most isolated writing systems. Rongorongo, discovered by European missionaries in the 19th century, consists of intricate glyphs carved into wooden tablets, but no one alive knows how to read them. The script consists of approximately 600 unique glyphs depicting humans, animals, plants, and abstract symbols arranged in precise lines across wooden boards called Kohau Rongorongo. Writing follows unique pattern called reverse boustrophodon, alternating lines read in opposite directions, with glyphs in every other line inverted. What makes Rongorongo particularly mysterious is its apparent sudden appearance and disappearance. No clear developmental stages exist in archaeological record, suggesting script either developed quickly or was introduced from outside sources. By the time European researchers became interested, no islanders could interpret glyphs. The few remaining tablets, only about 25 survive worldwide, show remarkable consistency in style and execution, suggesting standardized writing system. However, attempts to correlate glyphs with known Polynesian languages have been largely unsuccessful. Some researchers propose Rongorongo might not represent language at all, but rather serve as memory aids for chanting or ceremonial purposes. Others argue it represents genuine writing system that recorded Rapa Nui language before European contact disrupted culture. The mystery deepens with claims that some glyphs depict flora and fauna not found on Easter Island, possibly suggesting script originated elsewhere. The Bimini Road. Off north, Bimini Island coast in Bahamas lies one of underwater archaeology's most controversial discoveries. The Bimini Road, first spotted by pilot Robert Brush in 1968, consists of massive rectangular limestone blocks arranged in what appears to be structured pathway extending nearly half-mile along ocean floor. The blocks, some weighing several tons, are arranged in remarkably straight lines with fitted joints reminiscent of ancient megalithic construction. The pathway lies in 15 feet of water, suggesting it was built when sea levels were lower or land has since subsided. Proponents argue Bimini Road represents evidence of advanced prehistoric civilization, possibly connected to Atlantis legends. They point to blocks' regular shapes, apparent quarrying marks, and arrangement precision as evidence of artificial construction. The discovery gained additional mystery from its timing. Psychic Edgar Cayce had predicted in 1938 that Atlantis remnants would be discovered near Bimini in 1968 or 1969, exact period when underwater formation was found. However, geological analysis suggests blocks are natural limestone formations created by ocean processes. Geologists argue wave action and chemical weathering can create rectangular joint patterns in limestone bedrock, explaining roads' appearance without requiring human construction. The debate continues as new underwater surveys reveal additional structured formations in area. Whether representing natural geology or ancient construction, Bimini Road remains focal point for discussions about lost civilizations and mysteries hidden beneath rising seas. Yonaguni Monument. Beneath clear waters off Japan's Yonaguni Island coast lies one of underwater archaeology's most controversial discoveries. The Yonaguni Monument, a massive stone structure discovered by diving instructor Kihachiro Aratake in 1987, has sparked intense debate about whether it represents natural geology or evidence of ancient lost civilization. The structure consists of step terraces, flat platforms, and what appear to be carved walls descending to depths of 80 feet below sea level. Formation includes features seeming to defy natural explanation: perfectly straight edges, right-angle corners, and geometric patterns suggesting artificial construction. Marine geologist Professor Masaki Kimura has spent decades studying monument, arguing its features demonstrate human construction. He points to apparent staircases, ceremonial platforms, and carved symbols as evidence of artificial origin. If genuine, structure would have been built when sea levels were much lower, possibly 10,000 years ago. However, other geologists argue monuments' features can be explained by natural processes. They contend local sandstone has natural joint patterns that could create geometric shapes when subjected to underwater erosion and tectonic activity. The controversy intensifies around specific features seeming too precise for natural formation. These include formation resembling turtle, carved post holes, and what appears to be road leading to structure. Whether representing remains of ancient Japanese Atlantis or unusual natural geology, Yonaguni Monument continues challenging understanding of prehistoric Japan. The Kailasya Temple, carved from single piece of volcanic rock in the 8th century AD, Kailasya Temple at Ellora in India represents one of history's most astounding architectural achievements. This massive structure, dedicated to Lord Shiva, was created by carving downward from clifftop, removing an estimated 400,000 tons of rock. What makes Kailasa Temple mysterious is construction precision and sophistication. The entire temple complex, including intricate sculptures, detailed reliefs, and structural elements, was carved from solid rock without any margin for error. One mistake would have ruined decades of work. The temple demonstrates impossible engineering precision. Master craftsmen carved elaborate pillars, detailed sculptures, and complex architectural elements while working three-dimensionally within solid rock. Structure includes hidden passages, drainage systems, and acoustic features, suggesting advanced planning and engineering understanding. Most puzzling is how ancient architects planned such complex structure without modern design tools. Temples' proportions follow precise mathematical ratios, and orientation aligns with astronomical features. Creating such accuracy while removing rock from top down suggests builders possess sophisticated three-dimensional visualization abilities. Archaeological evidence indicates temple was completed in just 18 years, requiring removal of 200 tons of rock daily. This would have demanded coordinating hundreds of craftsmen working simultaneously at different excavation levels. Yet, finished product shows no style or quality inconsistencies. Kailasa Temple stands as testimony to human capability, seeming to exceed what should have been possible with 8th century technology. Nan Madol, rising from coral reefs off Pohnpei Coast in Micronesia, stands one of Pacific's most mysterious archaeological sites. Nan Madol, often called Venice of the Pacific, consists of nearly 100 artificial islands connected by canal networks, all constructed from massive basalt blocks defying explanation. Built between 1200 and 1700 AD by Saudlur dynasty, Nan Madol served as ceremonial and political center of prehistoric Pompeii. The complex covers 200 acres and includes royal residences, temples, tombs, and administrative buildings, all constructed on artificial islands made from coral fill. What makes Nan Madol extraordinary is its construction material. The site contains estimated 750,000 tons of black basalt in form of massive columnar logs, some weighing up to 50 tons each. These hexagonal basalt columns were quarried from sites across Pompeii and somehow transported to construction site. The mystery lies in how ancient Micronesians moved such massive stones without modern equipment. Largest basalt logs are too heavy for wooden rafts, and no evidence exists of sophisticated lifting equipment. Local legends speak of stones that flew through air by magic, but archaeology has found no explanation for transportation methods. The precision of construction is equally puzzling. Basalt logs are fitted together like Lincoln logs, creating stable structures that have withstood Pacific typhoons for centuries. Engineering required to build stable artificial islands in marine environment demonstrates remarkable understanding of construction in challenging conditions. Sacsayhuaman, overlooking ancient Inca capital of Cusco, Peru, stands one of the most remarkable megalithic construction examples in Americas. Sacsayhuaman, a massive fortress complex, demonstrates stone-fitting precision that modern engineers struggle to understand and cannot replicate. The site's most famous feature is series of zigzag walls constructed from enormous limestone blocks, some weighing over 300 tons. These massive stones are fitted together with such precision that not even knife blade can slip between them. No mortar was used, yet walls have withstood centuries of earthquakes in one of the world's most seismically active regions. What makes Sacsayhuaman mysterious is stone-fitting complexity. Unlike simple rectangular blocks, these stones have irregular complex shapes with multiple angles and curves. Each stone interlocks with neighbors in 3 dimensions, creating puzzles so complex that each piece could only fit in one specific location. The precision extends beyond mere fitting. Adjacent stone surfaces are so perfectly matched they appear to have been molded together rather than carved separately. This accuracy level would be challenging even with modern laser cutting technology. Spanish chroniclers reported Inca-built Sacsayhuaman using only bronze tools, wooden levers, and rope. They described workers carefully shaping each stone at quarries, then somehow transporting massive blocks several miles through mountainous terrain to construction site. The mystery deepens when considering Inca claimed they inherited site from earlier builders, suggesting sophisticated construction techniques might predate Inca civilization by thousands of years. The stone spheres of Costa Rica. Scattered throughout Costa Rica's jungles and farmlands lie hundreds of perfectly spherical stone balls that have puzzled archaeologists since their 1930s discovery. Known locally as Las Bolas, these granite spheres range from few inches to over 8 feet in diameter, with some weighing up to 15 tons. The spheres were created by ancient Dikis culture between 600 and 1000 AD using incredibly sophisticated techniques. The precision of their spherical shape is remarkable. Measurements show many are perfect spheres within millimeter margin of error, an achievement challenging even with modern tools. What makes these artifacts particularly mysterious is their purpose and creation method. Granite used to make spheres comes from mountain quarries, sometimes over 50 miles from where finished spheres were found. Transporting these massive objects through dense jungle terrain would have been enormous undertaking. The spheres were originally arranged in specific patterns. Some formed straight lines pointing toward magnetic north, while others were grouped in triangular or rectangular formations. Unfortunately, many were moved from original positions when discovered, destroying important contextual information about their purpose. Theories about their function range from astronomical calendars to social status symbols. Some researchers propose they marked important burial sites or territorial boundaries, while others suggest they served as navigational aids for ocean voyages. The stone spheres represent lost art form whose techniques and purposes died with their creators, leaving behind only these perfect enigmas scattered across Costa Rican landscape. Longyu Caves. Hidden beneath Zhejiang Province farmlands in China lies one of the most extraordinary ancient engineering examples ever discovered. The Longyu Caves consist of 24 massive artificial chambers carved from solid sandstone, representing perhaps the largest underground excavation project in ancient history. These caves were discovered accidentally in 1992 when local farmers pumped water from what they thought were natural ponds. Instead, they uncovered vast artificial chambers with walls, ceilings, and pillars covered in parallel chisel marks, creating distinctive diagonal patterns throughout every surface. Each cave is enormous, with some chambers measuring over 100 feet in length and reaching heights of 30 feet. The total volume of excavated rock exceeds 36,000 cubic meters, yet historical records make no mention of such massive construction project. Even more puzzling is the work's precision. Walls maintain perfect 60-degree angles, and parallel chisel marks are so uniform they appear machine-made. What makes the Longyu Caves mysterious is their purpose. The chambers contain no artifacts, decorations, or clues about intended use. They're too large and elaborate to be simple storage areas, yet lack religious iconography expected in temples or tombs. The engineering challenges of creating these caves would have been immense. Excavating such massive chambers without modern equipment would have required sophisticated planning, lighting systems, and methods for removing enormous quantities of stone debris. Despite their impressive scale and obvious importance, the Longyu Caves remain anonymous monuments to unknown purpose, representing human capability exceeding historical expectations. The Antikythera Mechanism, the ancient computer. As we reach our final mystery, we encounter perhaps the most mind-bending discovery of all, a device so advanced it seems to have fallen through time itself. The Antikythera mechanism stands as the ultimate proof that our ancestors' capabilities far exceeded our assumptions. This bronze marvel, no larger than a shoebox, contained technology that wouldn't be seen again for over 1,000 years. Its 37 precisely cut gears could predict eclipses decades in advance, track planetary movements with stunning accuracy, and calculate complex astronomical cycles that we've only recently understood with modern computers. What makes the Antikythera mechanism the ultimate archaeological mystery isn't just its sophistication, it's what it represents. This device proves that ancient Greek engineers possessed mechanical knowledge rivaling modern engineering. They understood differential gearing, complex gear ratios, and precision manufacturing to tolerances measured in fractions of millimeters. The mechanism's existence raises profound questions about lost knowledge and technological regression. If the Greeks could build this computer in 100 BC, what other capabilities have been lost to time? What other technologies lie buried beneath the sands, waiting to revolutionize our understanding of the past? The Antikythera mechanism stands as the ultimate reminder that human ingenuity has always pushed beyond the supposed limitations of its era. It challenges us to reconsider not just ancient capabilities, but the very nature of technological progress itself. Our ancestors were not primitive peoples struggling with basic survival. They were sophisticated engineers, astronomers, and inventors whose achievements continue to humble modern science. As our journey through these 25 archaeological mysteries comes to a close, we're left with more questions than answers. And perhaps that's exactly as it should be. Each discovery we've explored tonight represents a voice from the past, speaking in languages of stone, bronze, and impossible precision. These mysteries remind us that human history is far more complex and sophisticated than our textbooks suggest. From the Antikythera mechanism's bronze gears, calculating celestial movements to the perfectly fitted stones of Sacsayhuaman, from undeciphered scripts to underground cities, each artifact challenges our assumptions about ancient capabilities. What emerges from these discoveries is a picture of human civilization marked not by steady progress, but by remarkable achievements followed by loss, sophisticated knowledge that disappeared for centuries, and technologies that we're only now beginning to understand or replicate. Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't any single artifact, but rather how much of our past remains hidden. Each year brings new discoveries that force us to rewrite history. Underwater ruins revealed by changing sea levels, buried cities emerging from jungle canopies, and technologies that seem impossibly advanced for their time. As you drift off to sleep tonight, remember that beneath the earth, under the seas, and hidden in remote corners of the world, ancient builders left puzzles we haven't solved, craftsmen preserved techniques we haven't mastered, and civilizations created wonders we haven't explained. The past keeps its secrets well, but occasionally rewards our curiosity with glimpses of human achievement that continue to inspire wonder in our modern age. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.